Britain's armed forces are prepared to confront any Russian aggression in Eastern Europe immediately, a senior military official told lawmakers in the UK's House of Commons Defence Committee on Thursday. The assurance came amid heightened tensions between NATO and Moscow following Russia's attack on Ukraine. Rob Magowan, the Deputy Chief of the Defence Staff, emphasised that the British Army stands ready to deploy without delay if required.
The first point I would make is that if the British Army was asked to fight tonight,
Yes.
it would fight tonight. And I don't think anybody in this room should be under any illusion that if the Russians invaded Eastern Europe tonight, then we would meet them in that fight. That would be the first point I'd make.
Despite this strong stance, concerns linger over the United Kingdom's military readiness. The British Army's current manpower levels are at their lowest since the 1700s, a concern recently raised by Defense Secretary John Healey. Healey also pointed to ongoing defense cuts, including plans to retire several warships, helicopters and drones as part of cost-saving measures under a strategic defence review. Meanwhile, Labour MP Emma Lewell-Buck referenced a February report that suggested the UK's army wasn't prepared for high-intensity warfare. Magowan dismissed this, asserting the army's readiness but acknowledged operational challenges. He emphasised that no country operates in isolation and that Europe would fight as an alliance of 32 nations.
The previous iteration of this committee before the general election in our Ready for War report said that our armed forces aren't ready for a high-intensity war. Has that changed? That report came out in February. Has there been any change to that situation?
Well, we discussed this, I think, at the last
We
committee,
did.
and I think you said we will have to agree to disagree, I think is
Yes.
what your words. Because I made the point that we are ready to go to war. But I also made the point that there are operational risks associated with sustaining that war. And I think the previous Secretary of State said that reminded ourselves, whatever the context, we'll be fighting as an alliance of 32 member states. And so looking at this in isolation of a particular country, I think masks the fact that the strength of the alliance is.
Magowan's comments coincided with the announcement of a successful test of the Archer mobile howitzer, a system designed for rapid deployment conducted during NATO exercises in Finland. As NATO allies fortify their defences against potential threats from Russia, the UK faces mounting pressure to balance military preparedness with financial constraints. Magowan's remarks highlight both the readiness and the challenges facing Britain's armed forces amid rising geopolitical tensions.